Hello, moviegoers, and welcome to another episode of CritiCarter, the show where I turn you into a cinephile. This weekend I saw the new drama A Dangerous Method, directed by David Cronenberg, written by Christopher Hampton, and starring Michael Fassbender, Viggo Mortensen, Keira Knightley, and Vincent Cassell. This film chronicles the relationship between the two fathers of modern psychology, Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, as well as the relationship that Jung has with one of his early patients. I gotta say, I was really looking forward to seeing this movie for a long time, just because, Michael Fassbender is a renowned actor for being on the scene as short a time as he has been. When you consider that Jung, Carl Jung, the guy that he's playing, is the focus of the picture, he doesn't really bring the heat. The film on the whole is kind of underwhelming. And it starts off with the fact that you've got Carl Jung, who's Swiss, and Sigmund Freud, who's Austrian, and both of them sound British. That's a problem. Anytime you have a movie and you're playing a character that is from a certain part of the world, and that part of the world has an accent associated with it, it would be a good idea to work on that accent and at least take a shot at it. A bad accent is much better than no accent at all. Especially when you got Keira Knightley, who's just bringing it hard compared to these other two guys. She plays Russian, and she does the Russian, she's got the Russian voice, on top of being one of the most phenomenal crazy people in a film that I've seen. I just saw Girl Interrupted recently, so between that and One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest, I probably shouldn't say crazy people. In terms of films about people who are seeking help for mental issues that they're having, she gives a very good performance. And the fact that she's got the Russian going on makes it even more apparent that Freud and Jung sound like a couple of Brits. And off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you where Viggo Mortensen's from. We've heard, various forms of British and its surrounding areas from Michael Fassbender between his role in Inglourious Bastards and his turn as Magneto in the recent X-Men movie. Accents, forget about it. Just for the sake of this movie, you're going to have to pretend that Freud and Jung were both British. I'm sorry. I wish it didn't have to be that way, but it does. Apparently this film was based on a play called The Talking Cure, which was written by the guy who wrote the screenplay. And it really feels like that at times, because you've got your two psychologists, the patient, Vincent Cassell's character, and then Jung's wife. Always feel free to correct me, by the way. If I get something wrong, call me out on it. I'll be the first to acknowledge and apologize and all that good stuff. So that's 5 characters, really, and then you've got all your background people and whatnot. And you realize, a few scenes in this, this would work pretty well as a stage show, if you could get people to, talk the way that they're supposed to talk. What do I know? I'm just a guy staring into a camera, talking about the movies. When I said that the film was underwhelming, I just meant that, at the end it just seems like it's this soap opera. Especially the very last. The last scene is just a dialogue between the patient and I wish I could say her name. It's Sabrina something or other. I'm not going to take a stab at saying her last name and mispronouncing it. But so we're just going to keep calling her the patient. The patient that's played by Keira Knightley. She's having a conversation with Michael Fassbender's Carl Jung. Last scene of the movie. And just the dialogue that's coming out of their mouths is just so trite and ridiculous. I'm thinking, David Cronenberg saw this script and was like, yes, I want to do this. I mean, the guy who made The Fly back in the 1980s with Jeff Goldblum? Really? When the credits roll, it's like, okay, I just watched a soap opera that happens to have Sigmund Freud in it. Who, by the way, sometimes you look at actors and you can't help but see them in their other roles. You look at Viggo Mortensen, Sigmund Freud in this, who was great, by the way. Really, I understand why he was nominated for a Golden Globe. He did a very good job. You have his Sigmund Freud. You don't see, Aragorn. You don't see Viggo Mortensen himself. You don't see Eastern Promises or Hidalgo or History of Violence or anything like that. You see Boris the Blade. I know you've seen Snatch. You know what I'm talking about. Boris the Blade. Yeah? This guy? Sigmund Freud, Boris the Blade. Nah, yeah, you know. All in all, pretty decent movie. Not something that I'd recommend that you have to go out and see in the theaters, but definitely catch it when it comes around on DVD. Solid 3 out of 5. Women in need of psychiatric help. As always, you got last week's review of Haywire over there. Next week, once again, I'm going to try and do Shame. I can't really do anything about the fact that my theater still plays The Artist over and over and over, week after week. Yeah, I get The Artist is a good movie. We've seen it. Let's move on. We do want to see Shame, even though the Academy has decided that Michael Fassbender is not deserving of anything for that. But that's another story for another video. Next week, if I can see Shame, that's what you'll be getting, just like you were supposed to get it this week. But barring that, we got 2 movies that might be good coming out. You got Chronicle, which was a found footage superhero kind of movie that was written by the son of the director of a lot of great 80s movies like The Blues Brothers, Coming to America, American Werewolf in London, classics like that. His son has now gotten into the film industry on his own as a screenwriter. And he's got like 5 or 6 scripts out right now, and this is the first one that he's produced. Right now he's working on a Frankenstein adaptation, if you can believe that. So, you got that movie Chronicle, or you have Dan Radcliffe's first post-Potter role in The Woman in Black, which is a British feature. It's a horror film, basically, a haunted house kind of story. Just in case another week goes by where I don't get to see Shame, let me know in the comments if you want me to see Chronicle or The Woman in Black, and that'll be up over there when the link is ready. I can't really do anything about it now. I can't time travel and have the link there when I don't know what the link's going to be. I'm limited by reality. I'm sorry. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if you like this video, favorite it, subscribe to the channel. You know it. I know it. Just gotta say it. I've got the Facebook, facebook.com/CritiCarter, CritiCarter.tumblr.com, and Twitter.com/CritiCarter. And of course, it all comes together at CritiCarter.com, where you've got the Twitter feed on the side, and the videos and the text posts all down the middle. It's a wonderful thing. Yes, 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 it is. Fade to black.